Hello, back again for the finale of my interview with Alex Keeney of Star Spangled Gamblers. And I want to ask you to kick this off. Um, what's your top asset? What's your top skill when it comes to political betting?
Um, maybe do you remember I feel like maybe I've got like the Jane Goodall skill. Do you remember Jane Goodall?
I really feel like I should, and I feel like when you point out what it is, I'm going to be really mad I don't.
She was the woman who like went and lived with some apes or something like that, or
Oh,
chimpanzees.
that retreat thing. There was a Simpsons episode about that. I remember now.
Right. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Little Simpsons for the boys. And just chronicled the behavior of like lower order primates and now nature. I feel like I've got like Jane Goodall's eye for politicians, like real small stuff about what they say and like how they talk. That gives me a little bit of an edge when it comes to betting on, perhaps how they might vote or you have mentioned markets too over there, right? Like what words are going to be in a speech or
Oh,
stuff like
we
this.
we love buzzword bingo over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely for it.
Yeah. Yeah. So one of the most read posts in the history of Star Spangled Gamblers was this senator from Louisiana here, which is there a place in Europe that's like Louisiana, like maybe like Sicily or something like that?
Yeah, but Sicily. No, I want to say that I want to say that Italy has much more of a New Jersey thing because of like the various culture crossovers. I don't know
Yeah.
where Louisiana would be, but
Maybe
somebody.
like maybe like Scotland or something, just some like tough ass country people.
Oh well, there's a fair bit of that in Scotland and probably Ireland, and also actually, come to think of it, Wales and English country, the British countryside. Yeah, you could definitely
Yeah.
find that.
Yeah. So Bill Cassidy like looks like he's a member of like the Scots Guards or something like that. Now he's like a medical doctor and a surgeon, and he's not an idiot. He's a very smart guy, but he's just like very very stern guy.
Mm.
And when they were considering whether or not to impeach Donald Trump, he just had an especially stern haircut. And I just couldn't stop looking at his haircut and the way he was talking and his like boxy suit. And I was like, this dude, this hardcore Republican from Louisiana is going to impeach Donald Trump. People thought I was crazy. They called me a scammer. It was one of the best trades I ever made. It was like the most read post in the history of Star Spangled Gamblers about Bill Cassidy's haircut. So that stuff's ridiculous, but like it tells you a lot. So that's my skill. It's just stupid stuff like that politicians do that tell you more than they meant to tell you. And let's bet on that now. Let's go, boys. That's it.
Absolutely love it. Speaking of politicians, going to give you a few quickfire questions that I'm sure the international audience would appreciate answers to. Um, these are meant to be timeless, I know, but I feel like this will remain fairly relevant for a while. So, first things first, head on the block, is Biden going to run for re-election?
Oh, don't ask me that, dude. Yeah, I think so. I mean, that puts me against the crowd and all the sharps, but I think so.
What are the current predicted prices
It's like
saying?
30 cents that he'll
I
win the nomination.
Around the same as it is here. I think. I think it's surprising to some people who I know are well clued up that there's so much sort of doubt and uncertainty. I presume you have it as a given, as I do, that Donald Trump will run.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Do you think he wins it?
Um, oh, you're just like, these are the worst questions. Um,
I'm known for
I guess I don't have it as a given that he runs, to be honest with you. My betting strategy for the Republican field is it's clear that he's weak enough that a lot of people will get into the field. And one of the lessons I took from 2020 and 2016, and honestly a little bit the Republican primary in 2012 with Newt Gingrich and Rick Santorum kind of having their days, is that there's a lot of time in an election for a politician to have his or her 15 minutes of fame. And if you can get their prices at really, really long odds, you'll get the chance to sell for a nice gain. So I'm sort of screening out the Trump DeSantis question and just really trying to figure out how confident I can be that, Mike Pompeo or Nikki Haley or Tom Cotton is going to get into this race. So and then it just causes me extraordinary pain to try and figure out what Donald Trump is going to do and what Joe Biden is going to do.
Well, if it's anything, it's something that international bettors of all stars and stripes, I should say, shapes and sizes, I meant to say, will be considering too. Something I actually did want to ask you. Betting on politics in the US is now something that, as far as I know, bettors in almost every part of the world now do, right? And they do like with increasing gain. I think in the UK, the 2020 election was one of the most wagered things we've ever had. We took huge amounts of money on it. I imagine the next time will be even bigger. Would there be any sort of, I guess, lessons from elections past, but also sort of nuggets for people following from abroad when it comes to this sort of stuff? You know, what should we be looking out for? What should we avoid doing as well?
Uh, I mean, what, like US elections are almost perfect for betting, right? Like it's like the Premier League or something. It's on a schedule. There's two parties. It's like it's made for TV. Um, I just everything has a cycle, you know, and the more you can understand kind of how the big machine works, the better off you'll be. You know, like we are in a point in the cycle right now where people are saying, wow, these Republicans are a bunch of clowns. Why are they so far behind the Democrats? I'm talking about Senate contests right now. And there is a conversation to be had about candidate quality. You know, did the MAGA wing of the Republican Party push them into nominating bad candidates? But there's also another thing, which is at this stage in a political cycle, there's incumbency advantage, and the challenging party doesn't have name ID. You know, they don't have name ID. They haven't been on TV advertising. They haven't. So like, you know the cycles, understand how this cycle is different from the last cycle, but just kind of understand how it works. And then, you know, spot the deviations, spot the outliers, you know, trust your instincts. And you never know what you'll find.
Indeed, I think that's a really good place to end what's been, I hope, a fascinating and fun interview with Alex Keeney of the Star Spangled Gamblers. Thank you so much for being on.
Thank you, William.
And thank you very much for watching.